Welcome back to today's discussion. So I saw a video earlier from this guy. He goes by the tagline "Stay Flexy." I forget his actual name. I think it actually is his YouTube and Instagram handle though. But he was talking about basically injury rehab, and he was doing a duet with another guy who, if I recognize him properly, was a knees over toe guy, but I won't 100% guarantee that. But either way, they were talking about injury rehab, and now this is again, of course, not talking about necessarily a complete tear or something to that effect, or which might need surgery or actual complete immobilization. But the crux was that as long as it's just like a strain or some kind of like localized injury, you want to avoid being completely isolated and not moving the joint or muscle, because the more you can kind of move it, the more blood flow that gets to it, and the more it can continue the healing process. Now that's really important, and obviously I'm going down this journey throughout with different things as I continue to progress with my body. But also, this is the area that I'm actually really interested in, but the mental component of it, which is I think where they missed out on that injury rehab, is the mental component. Now again, that's not their strong suit, but it is mine, so I was going to fill that in. So with the mental component, is that once you get an injury, much like if you eat something and then immediately get sick, whether it's actually from that food or not, your mind puts this kind of aura around it that every single time you eat it from that point on, it just tastes nasty to you. You just usually don't like it. Now, the same thing happens with motion and movements. As soon as you injure on something like a joint or a muscle, your body will naturally start, or your mind, I should say, will naturally start making you do different things to protect it. So you have to override that in multiple ways. One, you have to be very cognizant about the way you're actually moving, which is why it's good to get with a physical therapist or somebody that's a motion expert, because they can see if you're doing that, if you're just compensating with a different muscle. So then you want to address that. And then if you are, you have to start paying attention to the mental component in terms of saying, okay, well, why am I doing this? What am I thinking? What comes to mind when I do put that pressure here or there? And then you have to catch and bring awareness to that thought of, hey, sometimes you actually might start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to re-injure this. And then you just continue that progress, or I should say lack of progress, which then puts more stress and strain on other muscles and joints that continues the loop then of further injury, which is why then you think you're injury prone when you're not. You're just not rehabbing properly. And maybe your body, you're doing somewhat of a rehab properly, but you're definitely not rehabbing your mind properly, which then leads to further problems down the road. So hope that helps. And like I said, if you ever want to discuss this further, please reach out. Let's have that conversation.